What's good, chat? What's good, everyone? From the logo back in the building with the usuals we got in here. We got Zesty Gifted in the building, man.
Zesty Gifted is
Zesty
crazy. What's
Gifted in
good
the
with y'all?
building.
Jalen,
What's
I'm
good,
gonna cook your shit
Gifted,
for that
man?
one.
Gift, Gifted in the building, man. He knows hoops. He probably excited after last night's win. He doing his thing. Then we got my guy.
Needed it.
We got my guy ZZ, built like a 130-pound chicken wing, but it's cool. He's still young. You're gonna add some meat on that frame real soon.
Oh wow,
Young,
chicken
but
wing
he'll
is
get up
crazy.
there. So shout out chicken wing.
This chicken wing a dunk on your ass. Keep playing with me.
Hey, you probably could. I'm not like probably could. I would be. Azizi definitely looks like a dunker out here. Then we got my main man Dub. He likes his Latinas. He likes the salsa.
This guy's crazy.
Daily, you know?
He lit up the show with
This guy's
Latinas. Okay,
crazy.
we here.
Don't you? I know you do. So it works out.
I'm actually actually looking to change not me, but change my dating ethnicities. You know.
Oh, diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Hey,
Respect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna
Respect.
switch. I think I'm gonna switch to some snow bunnies, man. I'm not gonna lie.
The snow bunny life.
I keep hearing. Well, even with the few I've had, I mean, they said you could do whatever you want. So I'm like, all right, but
You see what happened?
The
You see what happened to
Latinas.
Jonathan? What's his name? Jonathan Majors. What's that dude's name? Kang. You see
Oh,
what happened?
yeah,
to him?
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
see what
Okay,
happened to him?
yeah.
No, I'm not taking them serious like him.
Oh, I feel it.
Yeah, I don't even take the Latinas serious like that, but they're getting me tight. They're
It's
kind of
always
getting.
Oh my god.
It's
Yeah, I'm kind
always
of fed
good.
up with them. I don't feel like dealing with them no more.
It's like that. It's always good to switch up the flavors. It's like I said, you go to Baskin Robbins, gotta get different flavor every time. Sometimes it's chocolate, sometimes vanilla, Rocky Road, mint chocolate chip, bubble gum. So many flavors to try. Why just stick to one?
This is crazy. What we're talking about today.
Hey,
But I'm not gonna lie. No, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely do want to try to have a relationship with a sister. You feel me?
relationship Dub in the building.
Like
okay. Hang
this-
up the single card.
I want to dabble in this. See where that goes. You know.
I got
That's
you. I
okay.
got you.
Wait. So y'all gonna let it slide? How he led with saying, "I'm feeling snow bunnies," and now I'm trying to get a relationship with his sister. How you
Right?
switch up in all of 30 seconds? Explain that.
No. So I can dabble in the snow bunnies as in mess around with the snow bunnies, but trying to have probably a serious relationship, I want to see how it is with.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, because I've messed around, but I haven't really tried to have a full blown up relationship with one. So, I honestly, it's only been Spanish girls that I really try to have any type of relationship with. So I got more exploring to do.
I'm trying to play in the snow, but go home to the chocolate. Can't hate it. This is what it is.
The stuff he comes up with is just crazy.
What it is.
That shit not hitting.
That is not hitting at all.
Back to
That's
back.
not it.
I mean, it is what it is. Back to basketball. We can start out with yesterday's situation. I thought that Golden State Orlando game real interesting. Where I thought that game was so emotional for the Warriors. Like they really cared about that game, like it was a playoff game or something. You saw Steph's reaction. You saw that team. What do y'all think? I'm gonna start with Gifted. Resident Golden State fan. What do you think?
That was a big game. It's kind of crazy how in a must-win game versus the top three defense, Draymond basically got teched out and ejected within all of 4 minutes of basketball being played. The picture after the game where Draymond is hugging Steph and he's looking dead and the camera shows you how much of a troll his ass is. That shit was insane. But overall, very, very, very important win for the Warriors. I think overall they pretty much had control over this game, but it got very close at the end. And then, Steph came through, hit some big shots, and we were able to close out that game. So that was humongous. I'm pretty sure if we had lost that game because the Rockets won, I'm pretty sure they would have had the 10th seed. So that was a very, very important matchup. And that's the first time that we've won back-to-back games in a while now. So needed that. Hopefully they continue to build off of that since the Miami win. So we'll see.
What do you think, ZZ?
So are we gonna talk about Draymond now or later?
Well, we can do it right now.
All right. So let me just say this. All right, let me start by saying this.
Oh, he about to get in his bag. He had to like sit up in his chair, adjust his shit. Okay.
So
I'm listening.
I have defended Draymond Green. sometimes in his long history of basic domestic terrorism on the court. But I've defended it, right? Sometimes. Instances like last night, when I tell y'all, I was sitting here. So when the game popped up, I was like, all right, I'm going to play a little bit of Fortnite before I actually tune in. Game started at what, 7:30, right? So we on the game, me and my boy Petey, and he like, yo, Draymond just got ejected. I'm like, what? I was like, the game just started. He was like, yeah, it's like 6 minutes to go in the first. I'm like, huh? So I go and I look at it, and I'm like, okay, Draymond, A, you're arguing over a call that you weren't even affected by. B, there is no Jonathan Kuminga. No Jonathan Kuminga. I told y'all 2 episodes ago about this small ball lineup shit that Steve Kerr be running, right? How it works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. You're already down a key piece in that small ball lineup, right? You are the only 5 that he's running that you like. You're our center, so you have a big responsibility in terms of locking down and all the other shit that you usually do on a consistent basis. Because, like Gifted just said, had they lost, the Rockets would be in the 10th seed right now. So I'm thinking to myself, how the hell does Draymond Green factor all of that in and still choose to argue for over 30 seconds with a referee after getting a tech for, I guess, touching the referee, whatever? How do you factor all of that in and you still choose to keep running that yapper of yours? Meanwhile, Steph come over there and he just sitting there looking and nodding his head, trying to listen in to make sure that the shit that he's hearing is accurate, that Draymond is about to get teched up again and sent out of here. And then Steph goes out there. Of course, everybody's like, okay, I saw the first person I saw that posted Steph Curry crying last night was Players Choice. So W Players Choice's Team on Instagram. W's in the chat. Give it to him. I saw that and I was like, so Steph is crying because Draymond Green in this pivotal game chose his pride over the entire team, right? I was watching the panel this morning. Mars and Swipa, and they were talking to Ox and Ron about it because they made a good point of like, dude, either you're selfish or you're stupid. One of the two. Selfish in the fact that you knew how important this game was and you still chose to act out and be Draymond, knowing that the shit was just piling up and you were about to get another tech. Or 2, you're stupid and like, that's just, I don't know. Like, so yeah, I'm just pissed. I'm pissed off. Draymond smiling, waiting on Steph in the tunnel, dapping him up. Shit pissed me off. I ain't gonna lie, because like, bro, this man just cried and you smiling. This man just kicked the chair after hitting a step back dagger on the road, kicking chairs, screaming, and you smiling because, hey, he came through again. That's an expensive backpack for 30, like Jordan Poole said. But that's all I got.
Backpack for 30. So one of my biggest concerns of Stephen Curry blowing up like this, I think there's some underlining and hidden issues right here that probably isn't public yet. As in, I would assume that the Warriors probably had, and even the NBA probably have had a conversation with Draymond, like, yo, bro, like, you're on thin ice, buddy. You're on thin ice. Like, you can't be over here. You've been punching people all year, putting people in chokeholds, getting texts for your whole entire career. Like, this is insane, bro. Like, you need to sit here and reevaluate what you want to do, which is why you went through the therapy, which is why they took the time off. And Adam Silver, wanted to have your back. And, he was sitting here saying, like, nah, don't retire. Sit here and play. Only for you to sit here and do the very thing that he's telling you, the NBA's telling you, the Warriors is telling you not to do, which is act up. You get an early ejection in 4 minutes of a game just because you couldn't stop talking to the ref. You just couldn't shut up. You couldn't shut up. In my mind, bro, I'm not going to lie. Like, this could literally just be like a whole Draymond Green's like, you know what? I know we probably not going to win. You know what? We probably ain't going to win that shit. Maybe this dynasty's over. He's doing everything he can to get as much clout before he exits, in my head. You feel me? That, like, it's just so weird, but that's all speculation there. But Stephen Curry exploding like that, I think that's more because he understands the thin line that Draymond Green is and how very close they are to saying, I'm done with you. And the fact that you sit here and keep doing this, he's like, dag, because he probably cool as hell with Draymond Green. He don't want to see that happen. but he knows what's possibly going to happen, especially in a very important game. That's the ammunition in the Warriors in the offseason, for the offseason coming up. Yo, Draymond, bro, like you're doing this. You're still acting up on a very pivotal game. You've been choking people out all year. We're not going to take you serious no more, bro. And that's exactly what they're going to use to try to sit here and downgrade and diminish whatever he wants and whatever he asks for. So I'm not going to lie, bro. I understand Steph's frustration. I get it. And, I said this earlier on in the week. This is the beginning of the end of the Golden State Warriors. But this is just like Mars and Bob said, there's just so many selfish actions of Draymond Green. I don't think he's stupid. I would never say that Draymond Green's stupid.
Exactly.
But I think he's very emotional. I think he's very stubborn. And I think because of that, he gets very selfish because of those things put together. And he's more worried about mouthing off or going crazy on people in NBA games than the well-being of his team and his crew. He'd rather punch his own teammate than sit here and take one for the team.
Yeah. And to the people, before you go, Gifted, to the people that I saw in the comments saying the Warriors should have kept Jordan Poole over Draymond Green, stop saying that shit, dude. No, they shouldn't have. There was more reasons why they traded Jordan Poole away than Draymond Green socking that nigga in the mouth. Let's be real, okay? The dude was a cone on defense. He was inefficient as hell. And if you think about it, ask me who runs a bench unit for the Warriors better, this year Chris Paul or last year Jordan Poole? Because I'll tell you, look at the numbers. Shit is night and day. Stop. Please stop. There was a reason that they traded Jordan Poole. His ego got too big. They gave him a bag, and he played like shit in his first year. Now, part of me, as a Warrior fan, think to myself, okay, get a kid some time. Maybe he just had a bad year. Maybe give him another run. But nah, they were like, hey, look, the bench unit is trash. We can't really have you in the starting lineup either because you'll be fucking shit up late in the game, i.e. Steph throwing his mouthpiece and getting ejected because of who? Jordan Poole. So his shot selection was terrible. He was a cone on defense. He couldn't facilitate, and he couldn't lead the second unit, which is exactly what they really needed him to do in order to make the Warriors daily. So stop with that. Draymond Green is more impactful on the Golden State Warriors than a Jordan Poole, even at this stage in both of their careers, because Jordan Poole didn't start actually playing good basketball until 2 weeks ago. So stop, please. Gifted, go ahead. Shit, this nigga making me mad.
Yeah, my take on the Draymond stuff is because of his impact as a player for the Warriors for years, he's been the vocal leader. He's been the guy that gets in people's faces and does the whole, thing to get people hyped up. I feel like I saw a lot of people coming for Steph as a leader, and I didn't understand that when literally Draymond got a tech, kept yelling. People tried to pull him back, stop. He just said, man, no, fuck that, get up, fuck that. He kept doing that, and then he got ejected out of the game. I think it's known that Draymond sometimes can have issues controlling his emotions, but at the same time, he's the fire, nah, fuck that, we're not going that also has a good side to it, right? It's just a double-edged sword. And unfortunately, that same thing has been a core part of why we've won 4 titles, but that same thing has also been a part of why we maybe haven't won more, right? We've seen that before in the past impact this team. I feel like there's not much to control with Draymond. Draymond's going to be Draymond no matter what happens. I don't care what therapy session he has. He just wilded out a bit too much by actually hitting other players. Even the Jordan Poole thing gets really overrated because he hit him, but people act like he knocked him out. He literally made a little bit of contact and then they brushed up and fell. Poole wasn't knocked out, guys. He got right back up, right? That wasn't a terrible, terrible thing. But at the same time, hitting your teammates is not a thing that you want to see. So, I mean,
exactly.
I feel like you still need to get the fire from Draymond, but it's you get what you get. He's been on good behavior ever since that accident, but Draymond is still going to foul you hard. He's still going to get in your face. He's still going to be the guy that leads by vocal, in terms of go here, go there. That's what his role in the Warriors has always been. That's going to happen. So I don't think that there's any way to control that. I don't think there's a massive need to try to change that unless you're saying move off of Draymond as a player. And if you're saying that, you're saying completely change the roster structure has been built around Steph Curry and Draymond Green, who have been the two best players on this team since they won the first title. So it's just a tough spot to be in, honestly.
Draymond definitely I think that type of player where you take the good with the bad. You understand what he brings to the team, whether it's the energy, the defense, leadership on the court, but then you see these antics. And it's also just like how many chances does Draymond get? At some point, all right, first time we get it, you can slip up. Second time, but now it's just constantly. And I'm just like, I don't know if the headache is worth the talent that a game that he brings to the table at this point. At his peak and prime, I get it. You're willing to overlook a lot of things because of what he brought to the table. But at this point, I'm moving off for Draymond Green. Out of Draymond Green this offseason, he's probably got to go. It's just one of those things where it's just too much. And again, I think the thing is players dropping off. It's just not worth it. And I think you can get an upgrade. I think at that position, you have the money. I think you can also get an upgrade. So
they ain't got the money.
There. They don't got the money. And they move off. They move off Chris. And they move off Chris Paul.
If they make the right moves, it's like with the Warriors, it's all about. Yeah, it's all about them making the right moves. And with Draymond, like
who they pay the max to though? Other than Steph, who else is getting the max there?
Shit. All I know is Clay's looking for money. Andrew Wiggins is still on contract.
Yeah, they're way over the cap.
Yeah, they way over the cap.
Okay.
And Draymond doesn't Draymond still have another year on his contract?
So he just signed a contract extension where he pretty much has like 3 years remaining. One of those years towards the end isn't all the way guaranteed, but the next two are.
So. Yeah, so it's like, and then if they were to try and trade him, what are they gonna find? Like in Draymond trade package.
Real quick, I actually want to respond real quick to Mars. Yeah, that's a great gift to your team can miss the play-in, but Mars is such a funny individual because when we were watching the Timberwolves, he was praying with passion, like, oh, please lose. Oh, please lose. Because you do realize that to actually beat the Warriors have to lose games, and you need that to happen for your team to get into the playoffs. You need that. Yeah. So I really understand you like having this energy. I can't wait when we get to see the Warriors and the Rockets play each other. I'll be here. I'll be live and direct for that, Mars.
Mars, you gonna let Gift to talk to you like this? Pull up if you're a real one, Mars. If you're a real one, pull
up. Tell him Torrey Easton and already fried the Rocket season from that shit last night. You don't.
And that's unfortunate.
You better lock Steph in for over 45 points. Shit, 40 maybe. But he about to fry their ass next week. Good lord.
I do think it's going to be a fun battle because, again, Rockets are close. Jalen Green's been playing sensational basketball, as we've said pretty much every episode now. So we'll see. But I'm here. I'm
all here for. I will say that it is funny. It would be very ironic if the Rockets of all teams that the Warriors and Steph Curry have owned over the last 10 years would be the team to be the ones to overtake them for a play-in spot, number 10, lucky number 10. That's what they're fighting for right now.
I'm gonna be surprised though because Mars can't lose either way, right? Because if they win, it's look, we took the 10th seed, give us a 10th seed chain. That's crazy. When in reality, you still got to play 2 games to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
you might lose, and it's like, but we took it from the Warriors. That's all that matters. Or if they don't make it, no Şengün, young team, progression next year. Like he's got no stakes in this, regardless of what happens. So he's going to act like he's immortal regardless. I know this. I'm just getting ahead of it because I don't front run. I stand on business regardless. So if you're going to talk crazy and say, oh, look, the Rockets going to take it. If it doesn't happen, don't pivot to, oh, yeah, my team's about the future. Your team is cooked. Like, nah. Let's focus on what you said, Mars. That's all I'm saying.
To go back to what ZZ said earlier, in terms of like keeping Jordan Poole and Draymond Green, in my mindset, it's more like, bro, Draymond Green is more of a if you're trying to win now approach, where the Golden State Warriors, I don't think they're set up to win now, even when the contract which he has, which is all the way through 2027. What's the point? Draymond Green is not a player that can sit here and build around, especially with him getting older and especially with him and Steph getting older together. You have a much shorter time frame for those two guys, apart from a Jordan Poole where you can bring up, you can nourish, you can sit here and bring up. Me personally, I had this talk last year when everything happened. I'm like, bro, me personally, I was probably going to keep Jordan Poole because at least that's some future to build off of. Now, if you want to sit here and say that he won't be this all-star caliber, all-NBA caliber player, that's fine, but that's at least that's some working piece that we have for later on. While Draymond Green, bro, the dude's like 33, 34. I still don't believe in his jump shot. I don't give a damn that he's shooting 40%. I'm just not believing it. I'm not believing in nothing like that. I don't believe in his offense at all at this point in his career. I think his offense is going to keep getting worse and worse as time goes on. So to me personally, I mean, I would have just rode with Jordan Poole, kept it going. And I think this season is more evidence to that because he's messing everything up. He's blowing everything. He's literally blowing it up by himself, just like how he blew Kevin Durant out of the Golden State Warriors.
I'm with Dub too. I think keeping Jordan Poole, especially you see the regression of Klay Thompson. I just think Jordan Poole in a more comfortable situation, known situation in Golden State, keeping him and maybe moving off to Draymond, I think probably would have been the best move. Because I still think Jordan Poole could be a second. Look, in a playoff series, I think he could be your second best scorer on the team. Give you 20 a night. Look, next to Steph Curry, he was hooping. He was doing
Jordan.
He has good games. Jordan Poole.
Wait.
Hold on. I think. Hold on.
The same Jordan Poole that was unplayable. Him?
The same Jordan Poole.
I just think when you're playing next to Steph, it just opens so much up for you. And I think
was he not playing next to Steph when he could barely play?
He was clogging.
Yeah. Which postseason? Which postseason are we talking about? Not the championship run. Championship run, he was fine.
Yeah. Championship run, he was cool. Championship run was all weird too.
And why was he fine? He was coming off the bench.
Exactly. Thank you.
He's great off the bench. I don't think
that's fine.
But here's the thing with where you talking about, I understand what you mean about like the space, Jalen. I get that. But Jordan Poole was a player that could clog up that space so quickly, especially in the postseason, which is why his minutes regressed as from game 1 of the fucking playoffs to game 6 when they got beat by the Lakers. Bro went from having good minutes to bad minutes to no minutes at all because it was just like, yo, constantly you were showing us why we don't have you out on the floor. So it is what it is. But
I hear you. But hey, shout out to the Warriors. Big win yesterday. Even though Orlando also didn't show up though. They got off to a terrible start.
Somebody said that offense was looking cooked, man.
Yeah.
It was.
The offense 100%. But another team with a big win yesterday who I thought the Phoenix Suns. Are we worried the Phoenix Suns might get on a little run? Kevin Durant, like I said, Kevin Durant looked like the best player on the court. He looked like the best player on the court.
I actually missed this game yesterday, and I'm mad about it because I was so tired. I watched like 3 to 4 games, and then I said, you know what? I got to go to sleep. Okay. I heard Jokic wasn't looking great. He
was so good. Don't be wrong. He was still Jokic, but he wasn't playing at kind of like the crazy level that we're.
That's that Eubanks defense, man.
Hey,
that's that Eubanks and Bobo defense,
man. Have some shame. Have some shame, Dub.
I'm just saying, bro.
Have some shame. You don't believe in that Eubanks shit. Stop it.
He be cooking Nurkic, but when Eubanks and Bobo out there, he's not looking the same, man. I'm just saying.
You do not believe in that Eubanks shit for a series. We know this. We all know this.
Jamal Murray wasn't playing either. Jamal Murray wasn't.
He wasn't.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Nah. There's no excuse, bro. He an MVP. He the best player in the world. Supposedly, Loppy. There ain't no excuse for to be showed up by Eubanks and Bobo, man.
He shot 56% from the field.
Nah. It's not the same. The impact wasn't there. The impact wasn't there, bro.
The impact wasn't there.
He got double teamed. He got doubled a couple times. So I mean, again, the Jokic standard is just very different. But I do think the Phoenix Suns. Look, that's a team we keep talking about. Teams no one wants to see. I don't think you want to see the Phoenix Suns.
Bro, I'm telling you, Phoenix is a pack. Phoenix is literally just a pack. Stop, bro.
You think they're packed?
Y'all fall for this shit, man. Every single week, y'all fall for this shit. The Suns look great because they beat Nikola Jokic, but then you forget to leave out that Jamal Murray wasn't there. This is the same Suns team that lost to the Spurs without Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, it did just happen. Yeah,
bro, we're not. No. We're not doing that.
Of course,
y'all when the Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant lost to the Lakers.
Oh my God! What'd you say, Doug?
We're not gonna sit here and use what happened against the Spurs like the Warriors with Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Clay didn't lose to the Lakers with
Larry
this is
Nance. Not the Warriors with Steph Curry.
No.
What is Dub on? What did Dub say?
We're not going to question the Phoenix Suns and who they can be just because they lost to the Spurs. Like, I'm not doing that. That's crazy to me.
Look,
but it's not just the Spurs. We can go down the game log right now. They have not looked good.
Let's go through the games where the Suns
we can dead ass go through the game log.
But didn't win. There's a whole lot more than just the Spurs. This is a Suns team that I've looked at all year.
Dub should have said that.
coming into the season.
They beat the Nuggets in the last game, right?
They did.
They did.
They did.
KD talking about some going into the season. KD said, "You can't guard all of us," and they are in the play-in right now. This is a team that has been more up and down, and it's because of a lot of factors. Like, I'll give them credit. Bradley Beal's been out for a good portion, at least within the big three. But that's what I expected going into the season. I was like, oh, so his back problem's just gonna magically disappear now? No, this nigga missed the first 12 games. So look, for as much of you can say as it's impressive that they did beat the Suns last night, there was no Jamal Murray, who has proven to be their X factor against the Suns team, against the Nuggets team.
I got the game log, by the way, if you need it.
Go ahead, read it off.
No, I'm good. We don't have to.
Okay.
Okay, so I remember when, let's see, March 2nd they lose to Houston, then they lose to OKC back to back. Then on March 9th they lose to Boston. Okay, Boston, you know what I'm saying? Although KD had 45 and they still lost.
Yeah, that was a crazy game.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Then they lose to Boston.
And Bradley Beal against Houston was a terrorist. I remember that. Not Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
Not Bradley Beal. It was not Bradley Beal. I was talking about Grayson Allen. I think Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal got hurt in that game.
Yeah. Then Booker, Beal, and KD all had 23 plus, and they got blown out by Boston the next time. Then they lose to a Bucks team with no Damian Lillard playing.
I remember that.
No, Giannis playing. They got blitzed 140 to 129. At one point, Grayson Allen was their leading scorer. Then they lose to a Spurs team with no Wemby. Now, listen, there's wins in there. Like Dub said, they did beat Denver back to back. That's fine. They still have a murderer's row of games that they have to go through. That's the bigger point. And they've shown that they can lose to bottom feeder teams.
That's true. That's fun. Nobody's arguing that. The thing with specifically against the Denver Nuggets right now, I've been telling people all year long, the Suns and the Mavericks are the teams. The Suns and the Mavericks are teams that really are catered to beating the Denver Nuggets in my mind, mainly because of their ability to stretch the floor out and really just attack offensively with their offensive firepower. That's something that Denver, even all the games in which they played this year, they're not getting blown out. They lost to them twice this year. The Denver Nuggets lost them twice. That's with Jamal Murray and that's without Jamal Murray. They also beat them. They also beat them early on in the season, but I believe that was a close game. And I believe Bradley Beal and Devin Booker didn't even play in that game. So if we're gonna sit here and contextualize the Denver Nuggets beating the Phoenix Suns last game, then we can contextualize how they almost it was a close game in the first game that they had in the season without Bradley Beal, without Devin Booker. We can also contextualize what happened in the playoffs, how everyone else was getting hurt around them, and they still pushed them to 6 games. And now we can also contextualize with the Phoenix Suns that this team is a team that has upgraded on all levels across the board in terms of role players from their third option. Even their big is better. All of the whole entire team got better than what they were last year. And this is a team that pushed the Denver Nuggets to the most games in that whole entire run. 6 games. That's what the Phoenix Suns did to the Denver Nuggets.
Really well against Denver, then
they match up very well against the Denver Nuggets, and that's gonna be a very exciting series. I think a lot of people think the Denver Nuggets is just gonna dog walk the Phoenix Suns, which is just completely wrong. Not even dog walk, but even 5 games. That's not true at all, because this team right here is catered to attacking everything wrong with the Denver Nuggets right now, which is covering a space, taking advantage of Jokic, and just offensive firepower that they have and that they can match with the Denver Nuggets. So I'm not going to lie. You need to sit here, and especially last 2 games in which they played together, y'all need to sit here and watch those games and evaluate it. Nah, the Denver Nuggets did not want to see the Phoenix Suns in the postseason.
So I'll say this to Dub's point, right? I think Dub is right in the scope of what it takes to beat Denver. And I think last year definitely showed this, right? To beat Denver, you have to have a team that can reach offensive highs to try to keep up with Denver, right? I agree that the Suns and the Mavs have the potent offense to put themselves in that conversation. The issue, though, is both of those teams have front courts that are questionable. Both of those teams have bigs that in the pick and roll, their defense isn't going to be spectacular. And also with Denver specifically, the biggest problem last year that they had is they could not keep Jokic off of the glass. Even though Jamal Murray wasn't that great in that series, overall, the amount of threes that Denver got up was a big difference. I think the Suns have addressed that. They now have much better three-point shooters overall. Beal, KD, and Booker have upped the volume of their three-point shots. That's why it'll be more competitive this year. But in terms of going the distance coast to coast, the Suns' best lineups feature KD at the 5. That is their best offensive burst. And I think in extended stretches versus Denver, that spells death if your best lineup has KD at the 5, where he's the tallest player out there. With no real front court guy that you feel like you can actually depend on for a series, I think that's very, very questionable. Whereas Denver, in almost every game, win, lose, or draw that they've shown, they have the ability to turn it on like this and really get their offense clicking against any team in the league. I think because of what the Suns have done this year, they actually put themselves in a good conversation to contend in that, playoff series. And then at that point, it becomes about, shot making and shot taking. But Denver is going to always get more quality looks. And more than anything, Jokic was a dominant scorer versus them last year. Getting Nurkic helps on glass, sure, but you can now exploit his defense in the pick and roll even more. So I think it's an interesting series, but I don't think Denver is afraid or scared of the Suns in any way, shape, or form. I think they know they can beat them.
Oh, I heavily disagree. I think, especially in the NBA, especially in the NBA landscape, a lot of people fear and respect Kevin Durant without a doubt, and even Devin Booker. So I think they're definitely looking at the Phoenix Suns, and they definitely are afraid of them. That's because everybody in the basketball community who's in that realm, they all fear him. But I just want you guys to know something, right? You talk about the front court. The front court last year. Who was that? DeAndre Ayton and Jack Landale?
Actually, Jacques Landale, he outplayed Aiden.
He did it. Goes to how bad it was, correct?
Yeah.
So it goes to how bad it was, right? Yeah. And you're going to be mad at me, but especially now that they have some bigger bodies, they have 6'10" Eubanks. You have 7-foot Bobo, where in terms of the boards, right? And then Nurkic, in terms of the boards, I don't see them getting dominated the same way that they were getting dominated last season, because they have more length. They have way more length and size, and just bigs in general and depth at that position than they did last year, to the point where I don't think they're going to sit here and be getting bodied like that. Like Jokic has it. Jokic will grab like 10, 12, 13 boards, but then the Phoenix Suns is also boarding up on top of them as well. The game in which they just played, was it the game they just played? The game in which they just played, I think they got out rebounded like 51-39 or something like that, or 29. So I don't think the boards. I think
okay, like as a team rebounding, it doesn't.
Yeah. So the boards that they struggled with last year, I don't see them struggling the same way that they did this year, because of the amount of size that they've amassed throughout this regular season. And like you said, with the shooting getting better and all across the board, where now you have to respect guys. And then you brought up Kevin Durant at that 5. And like I said, maybe for a whole 8 minutes and a quarter, probably not. But if they're getting hot, Kevin Durant's feeling it. Put that joint in for like 3 minutes, and they just keep rolling and rolling. KD's taking Jokic off the dribble, penetrating to the rim, and guys can't really help like that because they got shooters all around. I'm not going to lie. The Denver Nuggets is going to struggle with that immensely. But then on the other way, yes, they can counteract that while trying to slow the pace down with Jokic and everything. But that's why I said, like, this is going to
that's where Aaron Gordon comes in.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
this is going to be a very exciting series where it's going to be who really has it going. And if the Suns have it going, then the Nuggets they're going to be shitting themselves. But then if they don't have it going to where the Denver Nuggets are controlling the pace, that's where I think there's more options right now for the Phoenix Suns to sit here and counteract and prevent and match up against the Denver Nuggets than it was last season. Far more.
It feels weird though, because the option that you're speaking to, again, the biggest problem with the Suns is, yes, they have more shooting, but they also have more liabilities to exploit now, right? Like, you can exploit pretty much all of their shooters. They don't have any like real two-way players who can be consistent offensively and also give you good defense. I think that the size is still going to be a overall problem, because in a playoff series, how many minutes do you think Nurkic can play? Not more than 30.
Yeah, I think 25, 30. 25, 30.
Eubanks and Bobo, baby.
Eubanks give you 10, 12.
You saying Bobo? You saying Bobo? You saying Bobo?
I think Dub's cooking right now. I think Dub's cooking right now.
I'm just saying those are some
minutes.
You could give them guys. You could give them some guys some PT and sit here and give Nurkic some rest. But even then, like the Denver Nuggets in the last 2 games, they haven't been scoring a lot against them. So like even this crew right now, that defense that we're worried about, they've actually been playing very good defense on the Denver Nuggets. Like didn't they shoot like 38% last night? The whole entire team.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure they did.
It was a bad shooting.
So it's not. It's not
like I hear that, but I'm saying for a full series, knowing who the Denver Nuggets are as a roster, right, and seeing how they have matched up historically with the Suns, I get the games that we have this year. To me, it's a little bit diluted concerning the fact that Jamal didn't play last night. We have one other Jamal Murray game, and they beat him twice. I give him that, but I'm saying for a full series, when you're talking about the tax to Kevin Durant, the tax to Devin Booker in that entire lineup and series with the physicality for a full series, you think Bobo, Eubanks, and Nurkic are going to be sustainable bigs that can give them very productive minutes in a full-on series?
I think they'll give.
I don't think so.
I think they'll give productive minutes. My point is, I think they'll be better than what it was last season, where we're not going to see what we seen. We're not going to see what we seen last season with Nurkic, where he's just mollywopping them like it just didn't matter at all. I think those bigs and the rotation that they have right now is. I think the rotation bigs in which they have now is better than what they had last year, to where Jokic ain't going to be cooking like that like he did last season. You feel me? That's all I'm saying. Now, if you want to say that, all right, Jokic ain't dropping 40, he's still going to be dropping 30, cool. Have nothing to say against that. But I think it's just better pieces right now that they have to go against them what they had last season. And that goes back to my point that I made in the beginning about the Phoenix Suns. They completely upgraded all across the board. Okay. Everything about them is better. And this is a team that took that team to 6 games.
I don't know if we got to pivot, but the last question I want to ask Dub, and again, this is a bigger part of why I still would not pick them. The fourth quarter execution for the Suns, even when fully.
No. We don't got to talk about that.
No. We hit every. Wait.
Jalen, next topic.
We hit every point. Don't run from this. Listen. You thought I forget. We hit every single point.
We did.
But what we know of the Denver Nuggets, as I said before, is they've shown routinely versus teams like the Lakers and against other competition, even in the Dallas game where they won off of a miracle Kyrie buzzer beater game winner. When Denver wakes up, they wake up in bunches over and over and over. And normally it's in the fourth quarter where the game matters the most. The Phoenix Suns have been one of the most negative teams, if not the most negative, in the fourth quarter. How will that translate in a playoff series?
Bruh, we just got to see. I ain't got nothing to say to that.
Okay, word.
No, it's a fair point. Great point right there. I was hoping that you weren't going to say it, but it is what it is. But no, it's a great point. I have nothing to say to that because I'm not going to lie. Like, even watching some of their fourth quarter executions, oh my God. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, even the game that they won, what was it? A couple weeks ago. Like they had 12.
That game was crazy. That fourth quarter was crazy.
They had 12 points in the fourth quarter just to turn around and go crazy in the overtime. So like I don't get it. Like I really don't. Maybe KD and Devin Booker don't really got that killer in their system. But bro, it's crazy to me how the hell that happens. But no, fair point. I can't say nothing about that.
I mean,
real quick, Sharky said that wasn't a miracle. We deserved to win the game. The role players for the Mavs hit 0 threes. No, the game winner itself was absolutely a miracle. Going off left for the game is not something you see routinely from the mid-range area. And again, shout out to the Mavericks. I'm not taking anything from the win. I'm just saying if you watch that fourth quarter, what did Denver do with 5 minutes left? They turned it up.
They did.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Right. The Mavs got it done, and you talked about that quote unquote miracle shot about Kyrie. Hey, look, the Mavs, they're in a 10-1 stretch right now.
Hooping.
The Mavs hooping. Are Luka and Kyrie the best duo going into the playoffs right now?
Yo, Jalen, yo.
Oh wow, he said it. Okay, he said it.
He just asked the most.
I'm just saying.
Jalen just asked the most player's choice question I've ever heard.
Hell yeah.
You know what? Sometimes we gotta have that moment. We'll have a LeBron, JJ Redick moment too. We get a mix of both. But no. In reality, I mean, the way those two are playing, they're playing off each other. How they're winning games. Luka and Kyrie might be the best or hottest duo going into the playoffs.
I think they're the hottest duo. Okay, I do agree with that. In terms of duo right now, I still look at LeBron and AD, and if they were just on a better crew, like that team would just be crazy with those guys. But I mean, if you want, look, I think Luka and Kyrie definitely deserving in terms of the best duos in the league right now. But the Dallas Mavericks and Jalen, you know, I've been saying this all year long, bro. I said, not even year, like even last season, I was saying this. I said, bro, Luka got his second guy. I said, Luka finally got his second guy. Luka finally has a guy he can rely on. I know he had Jalen Brunson, but we know Kyrie's an improvement from that, despite how good Jalen Brunson is. Shout out to it's Ira. I don't know what anime name is that, but salute to you, brother. But yeah, he finally got that. And I said, now all they have to do is just find the role players. Find the role players to complement them. And they have found them. They got Josh Green, who's been immaculate for them. I mean,
Gafford,
he's been great for them. Gafford, they traded for Gafford, has been a great serviceable big. Derek Lively, get him in the draft, has been promising all year long.
I agree. Yeah.
Who
PJ Washington?
PJ Washington that they got as well in the trade. Definitely a nice little role man. Maxi Kleber's healthy. A lot of people are not talking about Maxi Kleber. Well, Maxi Kleber being healthy is something that's been extraordinary for that crew and their defense. Picking up Dante Exum. Dante Exum has been serviceable.
Did you see Dub screwed up so his head would be?
yeah. I had to. Yeah. And despite how I feel about Derrick Jones Jr., I think Derrick Jones Jr. is in terms of like transition and rim running,
athletic wing,
athleticism,
right.
Bro. Derrick Jones Jr. has been perfect for them. So Luka and Kyrie, the Mavs have done a tremendous job of surrounding those two with help and surrounding them two with role players that. I'm not gonna lie. Josh Hardy, forgot about Josh Hardy. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like this crew right here can definitely make a push for the finals. I think they could beat just about anybody, bro. And it's amazing about what they're doing right now. Go ahead, read that super chat.
Real quick. Shout out Big 41 with the 1999 Euro super chat coming in all the way from it could be France, could be Paris, anywhere out there. To beat Denver, you need a mix of size and scoring. T-Wolves have size but lack scoring plus playmaking. Suns have scoring but no true playmakers and fake size. Eubanks, Nurk, trash. Mavs elite scoring, elite playmaking, and size. We the only hope.
I agree with you, Big 41. Like the Dallas Mavericks, I've been saying all year long. Even but can you get this off real quick? So thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been saying all year long with Luka Doncic and the transcendent offense that he's been playing. The fact that he's still shooting like what?
It's been crazy, bro.
It's wild.
And you feel like you could bagel him dropping 35 average, like that's just life for him. Yeah.
And Kyrie seems like he's getting more comfortable and getting more used to playing around Luka. Yo, this crew right here. Yeah, they may be the best duo in the league, Jalen. I'm not gonna hold you.
Hey, look, I'm not mad at that. Even though I mean, I remember when Luka did the interview and he asked who's Batman and Robin, he said, Kyrie's Batman, he's Robin. And everyone was trying to run with it, especially
we know that's
especially Cruncher on the panel. People want to hype up Kyrie. Now stop it. We understand this is Luka's team. Luka said that in tongue in cheek. We understand that. I think even Kyrie understands this is Luka's team. It's not a young Kyrie. I don't think he thinks he's the best on the court. He understands it's Luka's team. But Kyrie, when it needs to get done, or maybe if Luka doesn't have a go in that particular night, where the case is, Kyrie's easily capable of being the leading scorer on any winning team in the playoffs.
Yeah. That's the thing about this team, man, is like I agree with pretty much everything Dub just said. Like they have the talent. Dude. That's not something that I question mark. Like last season when they Jalen. Last season when they,
I dropped my water bottle.
Shit, that shit was loud. But anyway, last season when
shit blew up.
It's like that.
Last season when they missed the playoffs, I was like, okay, maybe the pieces weren't really there. And then before the trade deadline, we were talking about how they lacked size and rebounding. But that was something that, Luka fans were saying, like, this is why he's carrying, because Luka's our best rebounder, like, yada, yada, yada. So at the trade deadline, when they made trades and brought in the pieces, the Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington, like Dub alluded to, Derek Lively, bro, I became a fan of his this year. And the first time that I even knew who he was.
Duke legend.
Yeah, but the first time I knew that he was on the Mavs was when I was playing 2K, and I was like, this dude is a dog. And that was towards the beginning of the season, before they started, before I see Luka start throwing him lobs and shit. But yeah, I think that the fact that we already know what we're going to get with Luka when it comes to the postseason, I think we all know he's going to bring it. Like, there's no like early on when you look at his postseason and the defenses that he's cooked, but pretty much by himself at times, Luka's just a really good playoff performer so early into his career. So I have no reason to believe that he won't show up and, answer the call. Kyrie as a second option, or the Batman, or whatever the fuck Luka was talking about, like, cool, because we know Kyrie's going to deliver too. It's just the biggest issue with the Mavericks that I could see in the postseason is a case where Luka and Kyrie show up, but the role players stop doing the things that they're, good at so far. Like in 2022, right? When they went to the Western Conference Finals. And then those same role players that were hitting all those shots, because in the first 2 rounds of that year, the 3-and-D, Reggie Bullock and them boys was on fire from Luka, right?
That's true.
They get to the conference finals and then they flame out. But Luka's still trying to do everything that he needs to do. So I think with Kyrie being his complementary piece, it could be enough for them to withstand some of that bad play from role players if it happens, and keep pushing themselves over the hump with the leadership of Kyrie and Luka. But that'd be the only thing that I could see really stopping them. Or Jason Kidd.
Before you go, Christian, real quick, let's read the super chat.
Yeah,
Shout
absolutely.
out is Hack Ira $9.99 super chat. Dallas are top 3-point shooting team, yet are in the middle of their worst shooting slump and are winning games, dominating the paint and the boards. Neutralize Jokic and Sabonis in back-to-back games. That's a good point. When you're not shooting one, you're still finding ways to win.
Right.
When the shots aren't going in, that's a sign of a great team.
That's the difference between a great team and the Boston Celtics. I'm kidding.
That's crazy.
Wow, that's actually crazy. Yeah, I've been saying it all year too. The Mavericks are an interesting team, but we got to be so for real. A lot of their season and why they've had success is very much predicated on the fact that they hit on their draft pick in Derek Lively. I continue to say this. I know what Wemby is. I know what Scoot can be. I know what Brandon Miller is. What Derek Lively was for them, in my opinion, was the best value pick of this draft, because literally no one expected him to come in and be this NBA ready so early, and maybe just giving Luka athletes that can actually jump off the floor and dunk the ball and have bounce. It's elevated his game so much because now he can throw outlet passes because they're running now. And Kyrie doesn't get enough credit as well, because Kyrie is a big part of why they're running. Kyrie is pushing the pace when he's on the floor for this Dallas Mavericks team. And I love this chat here too, because the Dallas Mavericks are undergoing a terrible shooting slump, but they're getting to the basket way more. Gafford and Lively are being historically efficient at the paint since post All-Star break, and they're rounding into shape. The problem is Dallas is still a variance team. And I get that, like, they've had some grinded out wins here or there, but I still feel like their answer is Luka, bail us out. We have Kyrie Irving. Kyrie cooked this bent defense. But defensively, they still have many flaws on the perimeter. They still have many issues against the elite of the elite when it comes down to it. But we will always say that they're in it because, A, that variance on a night-to-night basis can swing. And when you have elite-level shot makers like Luka and Kyrie, you give yourselves a shot in almost every game imaginable. Literally, versus the Denver Nuggets, Kyrie and Luka were the only ones to make threes, and they won that game, right? So we give them credit for that. But when you talk about a 7-game series, you need that shit to hit 4 times. You need to have like your best game coming out regardless. Even when Dallas made it to the Western Conference Finals and they beat the Suns, the reason why they lost to Golden State is because they had variance. Jalen Brunson and Luka were dominating teams on the perimeter, but they still had questionable things on the perimeter, and they still had things that could be exploited. This Dallas team to me still has that, but in terms of best shot, this is why I take them over the Suns, because they have elite playmaking. That's something that we haven't brought up at all. Having a guy like Luka that can read and dissect the defense, and there's truly no real answer for him, and having another guy who can eat off of that makes it so hard to guard. But the stability in terms of is Lively going to be ready for his first postseason run? When teams are making counters to Dallas, how do they respond? Jason Kidd, are you going to show up to coach or just let Luka cook? Those are the questions we have for the Dallas Mavericks. Yeah. And truthfully, they do not have a consistent three that can score and defend at a high level. Don't say Tim Hardaway.
He's streaky.
Dallas fans hate Tim Hardaway because he's streaky, right? The only two guys that we know for a fact are going to show up and are going to produce is Luka and Kyrie. And I don't want to say this too loud. I think Dub knows exactly where I'm going, by the way. I don't want to say it's too loud. But if we really look at Kyrie's playoffs since post-2017.
Oh, no.
I'm just like, I love Kyrie Irving. Great player. Very, very, very skilled player. But I will say this, Dallas, like where Dallas goes is super dependent on what he's able to produce. And this is the first time for a long time that we're saying, okay, you're in this situation. What do you do? How do you respond? Because we saw what he was doing alongside KD. We saw what he was doing post Boston when he was finally in the playoffs. We need Kyrie to have a really good playoff stretch.
Get the question. The best postseason Kyrie we've seen was next to LeBron James. We understand, phenomenal.
This is true. This is true. Yeah.
And who's the closest player to LeBron James? The way he's playing
in that sense.
Luka Doncic. Yeah, that said, Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
I just think Kyrie, he understands how to play with Luka because he's played with LeBron in that situation. And I'm with you there when the sense is these two have to bring it for an entire playoff series. There's going to be games in the playoffs where both these guys have to drop 40. Just like LeBron and Kyrie did in that finals game when they both dropped 40 plus. There's going to be a situation, maybe a game or two, where both these guys have to do it. But I think both you guys are fully capable of doing that. And that's the reason why this Dallas Mavericks team is so intriguing, Jalen, because again, with Luka and Kyrie, right? If you compare it to Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Booker, when it comes down to clutch time basketball, Luka and Kyrie know exactly what to get to, and they complement each other more as a duo. I feel like Durant, Booker, and Beal are more so trying to pick their spots. And sometimes, Dub, I know you know this, KD's not getting the ball in the right spots. He's not posting up. He's not getting these posts, but Kyrie and Luka are interacting with each other. Yeah, that's why they look so interesting to me.
That's why they're the best duo and not D-Book and Kevin Durant.
And I think Kyrie, we got to acknowledge Kyrie's maturity. I just think like he's really kind of one of the person. Something with Kyrie just seems different.
That's true.
You know, it definitely seems like whatever it is, he just seems like he's really focused on basketball now. Only thing, and he's doing his thing.
Ramadan Kyrie.
Kyrie. Gifty, you're a nasty piece of shit. You know that?
I'm nasty. I'm nasty or am I true? I'm nasty.
No. Because a lot of the things can be explained, right? And again, like using Boston when he's playing, like Boston was just him alone. Like he was the main guy. Now he's a second fiddle to a guy. I don't think that's really accurate in like deciphering. And even then, that was such a long time ago. We did see him in 2021 being able to play well. Especially against the Bucks in that series, the games that he was playing as the second. No, he was the second guy at that point in time.
He was not the second guy.
James Harden was
a better basketball player than Kyrie Irving.
James Harden wasn't playing when Kyrie was playing in that series.
But in the first round, where he looked good in the first round.
Oh no, it was James Harden who was the playmaker and Kyrie off of that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But in that I'm talking about mainly that's why I said the Bucks. The Bucks series was Kyrie. He was still looking well. And then I'm not gonna lie.
Now the next year, let's get to it.
But again, that's 2 times. That's only 2 times ever since 2017. That we've really seen him in the postseason. It's wild. Like 2017, if you know everybody's checking, 7 years ago. There's only 2 times we've seen Kyrie Irving in a second fiddle role ever since that whole entire time. So you had one that was going well. A lot of people thought they was going to beat the Bucks, but then he gets hurt. Then the second one was just trash. We just got to be real. I blame Steve Nash though, but it was trash. So like,
no. But you can't even use the Bucks one though, because again, like they were both hurt. I would just throw the Bucks one out completely because, again, if they were operating at fully healthy levels, Kyrie's the 3, not the 2. So,
but
like,
even,
it's different.
But him as the 2, playing as the 2, he was performing well. Like, you can't take that away from him. It was him and KD, and that series, the Bucks was healthy, and he was playing well. So in my head, he was playing well there, and he had a terrible first round, literally because it was one round for both of them. First round next year. So in my head, it's kind of nasty to say, "Oh yeah, what have we seen Kyrie Irving ever since 2017?" It's just I hate those arguments. I think it's lazy argument to say because that was such a long time ago, and on top of that, we don't really have enough sample size to really see who Kyrie Irving is in the postseason because there hasn't been a lot. Crazy enough as it sounds. So Kyrie Irving as a second fiddle to Luka Doncic with the playmaking that he has, this is probably the best playmaker he's had since LeBron James. Bro, I'm not going to lie. I have no reason to doubt it at all. I have no reason to doubt Kyrie Irving. I have no reason at all. I have no reason to doubt.
My
fandom's talking. My fandom's talking. The skill set of Kyrie Irving.
Oh man,
more jumping from Kyrie Irving. The handle from Kyrie Irving. The off ball that Kyrie Irving can play. The role players that they have. One thing that we need to sit here and consider the fact, especially when they went on their Western Conference run. You know what's something that they have now that they didn't have then? Better players to get easier looks at the rim. You have more athletic guys to get better.
Way more athletes, yeah.
Way more athletes to get looks at the rim so that they're not settling for more and more jump shots. If the jump shot's not falling down, shout out to the super chat that came earlier. Now you have guys that can go down low. You have a Gafford that can go down low. Lucas is working the pick and roll, so throw it up to him for easy looks. Derek Lively as well. Derek Jones Jr. as well. PJ Washington, despite him being a pretty good shooter, he could also cut to the rim as well and even get to his own spot. So
he's not a pretty good shooter. He's okay. He's knock it down.
He's up and down. He's he's the streaky guy, but he's a guy that doesn't have to rely on that. That's something where when they did have in their Western Conference run, they were a jump shot shooting team. Like that's just really 100%. Who they was. Now there's more balance, and that's the beauty with the Dallas Mavericks this season. Where when we're talking about like a complete team and having almost like everything that you need, besides probably like elite POAs. They have everything. You have bigs that can play defense, who can rebound, who can get to the rim. You have shooters. You have elite playmaker. You have elite second. You have elite second option. You have good shooting because of the two players in which I mentioned. You have some depth on your team as well. This team right here, like I said, besides the reliable third option and besides the elite POAs, they damn near have everything that you need for a team to be successful. So. This is going to be a scary team. The postseason, bro, I'm telling you, Gifted.
I'm not going to lie to you. I can't. Listen, I love Kyrie. Okay, Dub, I'm a Kyrie fan as well. But again, what did I specifically say? I said we haven't seen Kyrie in this mode since a long time ago. We got to see something this postseason, Dub. Because all I'm saying is, right, you can say, okay, in the Bucks series, he looked good, whatever. To me, I kind of throw it out because he looked good in maybe like 1 or 2 games in that 7-game series. Overall, he got hurt pretty early on. So to me, I'm looking at it like, all right, well, what's the other series that I know you played every game in? Well, you got swept. First the Celtics.
That's nasty.
3 points in the playoff series. Listen. You're saying nasty, but listen, in that same breath, you were like, oh, the skill and the shit he could do with the ball, and like, yeah, he did. All that is facts. But when it came down to getting schemed against with Kevin Durant as the 2, while we shit on KD a lot, and rightfully so, where was Kyrie in that series? So I'm saying all these things.
Was KD the playmaker that Luka is?
And see, that is my thing. This is Kyrie's best chance. Again, I'm not shitting on Kyrie. This is Kyrie's best chance to show that again next to a elite level playmaker. For all the reasons Dub said, that's why I say it's open there. Like it's for the taking for Kyrie to rise to that moment. But my thing is, he got to rise to that moment, Dub. Because let me tell you something right now. If we're in the postseason and Kyrie's underperforming again, all this shit you just said, we gonna clip that.
Oh, I know.
Clip that over the highlights.
That's why, bro, like you said, like you told Mars. That's why we different, bro. Like me and Mars. I'm the type to put all my eggs in the basket.
I like that.
Go, bro. That's why.
Like that.
Let's go, bro. And if I win,
I win. It is a fact. This is a big legacy. This is a big legacy playoffs for Kyrie. Huge narrative changer for him.
I will say this too. Like I was just thinking about it at work earlier. I was like, the Mavericks. This is probably the best team that Luka's had going into a postseason in his career. If I'm really thinking about it, because this is the one time where
it's a low bar. It's a low bar.
It is. But I will say, I was like, all right, look, Luka. For the most part, this is the first time that I can honestly say that I see a vision, like I see a pathway for Luka and them making real big noise. Because I can't say that I saw it in 2022, but looking back on the Nuggets being hurt, being down MPJ and Jamal Murray and things like that, like the Mavericks, like the way to get to the conference finals outside of seeing the Warriors first was a little bit easier, right? At that time. But now I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, they got the pieces that they really need. They got Luka and Kyrie and Tim Hardaway, even though they hate him. He has moments where he's on fire, and it just helps just add on to a big ass lead that they compiled.
Variance, yeah.
Sure. It may be streaky, and I completely understand where Mavericks fans are coming from. But when it's there, it's there. Like it helps.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, when you look at that, and you factor in what they needed to get done at the trade deadline, and they did that. Now you can say, okay, if everything is clicking. And all guys are playing like they're supposed to. Like we just said, Kyrie's postseason is something that doesn't really get talked about as much, but it's because of, I think it's mainly just because of circumstance. Like, yeah, the injuries at first, and we get that. And then Steve Nash can't coach a lick, but Kyrie and Kevin Durant wanted him to be there. That's crazy, but whatever. It's just like certain instances where it's just like, like Kyrie didn't really have the advantage. Now playing alongside Luka, having that more freedom on offense to really be able to, and at the same time, I want to applaud Kyrie's playmaking this season too, because
it's been good.
It's been great. Like it's the part of that part where I'm like, this man can go one possession looking like a shooting guard and the next possession looking like a point guard. Like that's a perfect mix of a hybrid right there. You know what I'm saying? So I see the pathway for them way more than I've seen it in recent years. So that's a good thing to me. I think the Mavericks can make some noise.
I got a question, Chad, before Jalen pivots. I got a question. And then after that, I will read the incoming super chat. Okay. So as we said, the Clippers are sliding. There is a chance that the 4 and 5 seeds could potentially be the Pelicans at 4 and the Mavericks at 5. I need you on the chat. Spam the name of the team you got in that series. Pelicans or Mavericks in the chat. Let's get a tone for what y'all thinking. I think that's a great series personally. I would love to see that series.
That isn't.
Mavericks about to wipe
Luka versus Zion.
Are they wiping Dub?
I don't know about wipe. I don't know about wipe. That could.
Okay.
You know how I feel about the Pelicans, bro. Especially against the Dallas Mavericks, where they'll be able to stretch them out thin. No Diddy, but they'll be able to stretch them out thin to the point where you'll be able to get Zion and Jonas in space. Yeah, Mavs is cooking them. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not worried about them. Maybe they'll win a couple games, like probably 6 games or like 5 games.
Yeah, I think I'll go 6 games.
But yeah, they're cooking them. And to me, if I'm them, all I'm doing is Cleaver.
Okay.
I'm like, Cleaver, come to the lineup. Just keep this man's eye from running, bro. That's like I'm good off them. And Ingram is still gonna be hurt in the postseason, right?
I think he's hurt right now. I think they say he was gonna come back before the playoffs, though. I think
he should be back.
We'll see. He's probably rushing it. So you know what? Yeah, they're not.
That was funny, man.
Yeah, they're not. They're not. I'm not believing in them. Hey, but Phoenix, well, I'll tell you, they 1 game behind. No, wait, a game and a half behind. They're almost there, bro. Almost there in that 6th seed. They just need the Pelicans to keep falling. How do they keep winning games, bro? I don't get this.
They gotta wait.
Did y'all see?
You gotta wait.
Did y'all see? Draymond's response to Torrey Eason.
Yes, I see Torrey.
I didn't see it
actually. I seen Torrey go crazy about them about to bounce him out of the play-in. But what did Draymond say? I didn't see what Draymond
said. So he said, for those who don't know, Torrey Eaton was talking out of his rabbit ass mouth last night, saying Warriors come out to play, right, in the video. Draymond responded on his podcast and said, quote, I am a little surprised that he hasn't played in a game since January 1st. So it's kind of tough to come out yelling, come out and play, and you not even gonna play.
Draymond a real one. I can respect it.
Draymond is a menace, bro.
I just want to note before reading this chat here. I just want to note Draymond does not hate Tari Eason. He's commented Tari Eason multiple times. He's literally said the one young player that he sees himself in is Tari. That's Draymond just responding regardless of who it is. Just want to point that out.
And just to also let me also point out, Draymond would still end up rocking that nigga if it come down to it. So
that's not saying much.
Yeah, I can see the comparison between him and Draymond now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Draymond so minutes at the age of 30.
It's Hack Ira. First off, we appreciate the super chat. 22 Kyrie dropped 39 on Boston game 1 and should have won the game if it wasn't for JT's layup. He slowed down afterwards due to Ramadan Khalid drain. So you know what's crazy? Oh, I could have sworn not even last episode, me and Dub were power ranking Ramadan performances, and we were saying about the boost Ramadan gives you. So you telling me because of Ramadan, there's no boost? It was actually negative? Because I will remind you guys, guess who else was going through Ramadan in that same series? Jaylen Brown, who was hooping in that series when they got swept. So are we going to blame Ramadan for Kyrie not performing and then elevate it for Jaylen Brown? Or are we just going to say Kyrie shit up the bed after game 1?
I'm not going to lie.
I'm not going to use that. I'm just not going to use that as a.
I can't big up Ramadan Kyrie and then say that's the reason why they lost.
I can't do it.
Maybe he doesn't go that way, so that's him. But I can't sit here and say that because I'm like Ramadan does something spiritual to brothers.
Yeah,
so,
we saw what Jaylen Brown did that series.
And inshallah, is that the right thing? Am I saying the right thing?
I hope so.
Maybe. Happy
I'm sorry. If I didn't, I apologize. KB, let me know.
I will say it's super impressive. I mean, to go a whole game without drinking water, bro, I couldn't do that. An entire game without drinking water.
That is crazy. I don't know how you do that.
That's very hard to do. Yeah,
that's incredible to do that.
So not even a little bit. Like that's wild.
It is crazy. 100%.
That's crazy for sure. Yeah.
But ZZ did mention earlier he sees a pathway for Dallas. Making a run, possibly making a run at this championship. Yeah. What I'm seeing now is a pathway for my main man, the GOAT. I'm telling you, these Lakers, I see a pathway. I see a pathway to a championship. I'm telling you. We got D-Lo.
What pathway do you see?
I see Austin Reeves hooping like he a mini Larry Bird. I see Rui Hachimura coming up yesterday. Big body Rui doing his thing, getting his rebound, shooting the ball. We got LeBron James. You know what he going to do. AD showing up night after night.
Give AD some props.
This team got the pieces. I think maybe defensively is where some of the question marks in, but in the playoff series, man, I'm telling you.
If they get cold from 3, it's raps. I'm telling you. Fuck all that.
They get cold from 3, it's raps. Out to AD, give it to LeBron. I'm telling you, man, these Lakers could shot the world.
I will say, here's the fun part about the play-in tournament. And y'all gonna agree with me on this regardless. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. The Lakers and the Warriors are the greatest 9th and 10th seeds in NBA history.
That's so disgusting.
Let's be real. So on that note, Jalen, I'm with you, right? Yeah, they're a dangerous 10th seed, but the problems that the Lakers have had, the majority, or at least in the beginning portions of the year, I would say, was shooting. I know that for a fact. There was at one point where they were just like bottom of the league in shooting, and so right now they've been on a hot streak. D'Lo's been pretty solid. Like when he heard he was getting traded, bro was like, I know how to play basketball, LeBron. Please no. And now he's there balling out. So I give him props. Anthony Davis, I gotta give him props too. The game against the Bucks.
Hey KB, we don't Diddy bop no more. No Diddy bop. We just gonna no more Diddy bopping.
Well, you heard what Brahma was doing. He loved them Diddy parties.
No.
Y'all didn't see that video? Y'all didn't see it?
Man.
Yo, LeBron was on IG Live with Diddy.
LeBron, We not about to take LeBron.
He's like, ain't no party like a Diddy party, man.
Yeah, how you feel about your precious? How you feel about your precious king, Jalen?
Come on now, you know LeBron giving no 1-2. He coming close. Come on now, LeBron ain't LeBron ain't none of these other dudes. Come on now, LeBron ain't these other dudes. He ain't playing with that.
If you think LeBron was flopping on the court, imagine LeBron in a Diddy.
That's crazy.
Yo,
pivot.
Nah.
Crazy. Oh my God.
Let's move forward. No Diddy. Hey, look, I don't know what
Cute.
that man be doing.
Cute dreams and nightmares, man.
Did he be wanting a party? You got it.
Me was doing.
That's a bad pivot too, especially
LeBron.
after what Dub played, bro.
That's crazy.
What I play?
You know
exactly what you played,
what you
bro.
did,
That
bro.
audio.
You know what you did.
That's crazy for you to say that. You know what you
that audio going crazy, bro.
Look, move forward. Move back to the Lakers. All right.
This was a nightmare.
Back to the
a lot of
Lakers.
people.
So Jalen, I don't see a pathway to the championship for them, but I see them like if they're able to keep this streak that they're on of shooting, which is like pretty consistent for the most part, at least since the All-Star break, then that could be something that could be really pivotal for them in terms of making noise in a series. Like I told y'all before, Lakers and Thunder in a series, like I can see the Lakers winning that. Lakers and Nuggets, fuck no. Lakers and Timberwolves, maybe I can see that.
That's crazy.
I can see that for sure. But yeah, so they can make some noise for sure.
LeBron doing nothing.
Yo, someone misclicked so bad, bro.
That was a me. That was dub. I'll definitely dub.
We're not gonna speak. We're not gonna speak on it. We're not gonna speak on it, man. We're not gonna speak on it.
I'm sorry. To go back to ZZ's point about the 9 and 10 seed. Yeah, this is why I'm not sitting here talking. I'm not going to be sitting here talking about the Lakers like that. I will never believe in my life, never, that a 9th seed will win a chip. Shut up about the Lakers. I don't want to hear that they're finding things out. They're making things going. Never in my life will I believe a 9th seed will ever win a chip. If that happens, then it happens. It is what it is. But, bro, I will never in my life put stock in a nice seed winning a championship.
You did have to play all these games like playoff games to try to get out of the 9 and 10. Then you have to win both games in the play-in. Then you have to go through every seed that's above you and then go to the finals, no home court the entire way through. I know what Miami did was crazy, but they still got outclassed in the finals when it came down to it. And it's like, bro, no.
Oh, shit.
I don't see it.
Ooh,
man, just disappeared for a second. Thought the Undertaker was about to snatch his head. Anyway, look. So I agree. I agree with what Duff was alluding to. I can't believe it. Like I can't really see it because the way I see it, if there's a case where like Miami last year, there's going to be the team in the other conference that's the much higher seed, ready to pick you apart, which is exactly what the Nuggets did. So for me, like it's tough to put stock in that. Like Gifted said too, you're fighting to even get a chance. So if that were to happen, like say it were to happen, because nothing really surprises me anymore in as the years have gone on. But if that were to happen, then that would be undoubtedly the hardest championship ever, right? Not the bubble, like LeBron was talking about. That would be the hardest championship ever. In terms of overcoming obstacles and all that, like, bro, why is Light Out Sports here? My biggest op.
That's good, Light Out.
Op in the building?
No, Light Out. You know what? You being a LeBron fan, I can't see you being a LeBron fan and a devout Christian, and then having LeBron James loving the Diddy parties, man. So it's just crazy what I see over here, bro.
Can I get confirmation of that? Can we get confirmation?
You want me to play the video? Can we play the video? I think we can.
Hell no, we can't play no damn. Hell no, don't play that. Don't play that shit.
It might have been
not play that shit.
No. It's not. It's not like
it might have been one of the.
Well, that'd be the worst copyright to ever get, bro.
That's not copyright. It's an IG live.
LeBron James. Light out.
What does that mean? ZZ built like an educated guess is crazy. What does that mean?
Man, sit your old ass down, nigga. I don't know who older between you or Chill, but
Yo, Chad, y'all need the video. Y'all need the video. I got the leaks.
I got the leaks.
This is crazy.
Shout out my boy Chill.
Hold on.
Man, can we run it on playback? Because is that something that we can
No, we could play it on here. It's not going to be copyright because there's no music in the background or nothing.
Okay, all right, bet.
Trust me, I've done plenty of these.
Defend him. Defend your man right now.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party. So
What that mean?
Okay, that's what happened. He was talking about a charity gala that Diddy was hosting, so it wasn't that type of party. Sometimes Diddy be hosting the charity galas, raising money for good efforts.
You know that?
Man, the sources.
Yo, this is crazy.
Hey, are you sure?
This is crazy.
Sources let me know.
These are some crazy allegations.
That was a good one.
Oh man.
Don't be surprised, bro. Don't be surprised when Braun pop up in them court documents. No, I'm kidding.
That's crazy.
Okay.
They're not going to say his name. There's like an NBA player that has been associated with the Miami Heat, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Los Angeles Lakers has been in dilemmas with Sir Diddy Combs. That's what's gonna happen. But we could go on to the next one.
Take that.
Yo, whoa.
Wait.
Hey, that's the
y'all keep saying let's pivot, then y'all go back to the same shit every time. Y'all keep saying let's pivot.
I don't know who brought it up. Oh no, I brought it up. It's because of Light out talking about something. Yo, watch your mouth about my glorious king. Tell your glorious king to watch his mouth at a Diddy party. Stop playing.
Yo,
that's
no.
No Diddy. Ain't no Diddy. No Diddy.
Next one.
Y'all are awful.
I was never gonna say that. You're more wild than me.
You acted like Steph wasn't at those parties.
Bad boys.
We can't
make me feel so good. Jalen, what's next?
What is next? A little flustered right now. We got here.
We were talking about LeBron James.
Right? Are you
we're talking about LeBron James. And you know what? That's another thing. Like, I don't care to talk about the Lakers. Like, they've been doing this for a minute now of the Lakers' tenure, ever since 2022. Everyone thinks they're gonna figure it out. Everyone thinks they're gonna put two and two together.
Curry was gonna buy the Carolina Panthers.
Jalen, you are such an L host. Dub is dead ass. Dub is dead ass trying to talk real.
He just killed me, bro.
On some real shit, I have never met such a LeBron fan that will stop a conversation about LeBron to highlight a Diddy comment. That's what we're doing. We keep trying to pivot on, but your ass want to bring it back to the chat. What are you doing?
I'm just saying, to buy a team with the man, that's some next level.
Yo, he just sat here. I try to take the wheel. I try to take the wheel to drive, bro. And he just kicked me out the door.
That's what I'm saying. He just took you out the door like that.
That's crazy. I paused for a second, bro. I went at the stoplight. He over here just yanked me out the car. Like, I got it, Dub.
He did pull you right out the whip.
Just to eat the red light.
Just to crash into a light pole. I think you gonna bring him out the car just to crash anyway.
Now I gotta pay for it. This is insane.
Yes.
So Jalen, as I was saying, I forgot what I was saying.
Give me the keys back.
What I was saying before was, I'm tired of everyone talking about LeBron James and the Lakers. We've been doing this for 3 years now, 4 years now of with the Lakers they're about to figure it out and go on a run. I was even a victim of this last year. I'm good. I don't want to put my stock into this. I'm good with putting my stock into this. The Lakers being a nice seed and winning a chip. Yeah, good luck, buddy. You can talk about the Lakers. I'm good off of them. I don't. I'm good. Okay. They're not winning. They're not winning at all.
Hey, we're gonna see. Should be a good playoff.
I just find it hard to believe in any play-in seed that's not 8 or 7 already, going from 9 and 10 to going all the way. Like, you have to have a certain caliber of player, and even then, the roster for it to be that bad, you must have had like crazy injuries that derailed the entire season. I know players on the Lakers have been hurt, but AD and LeBron have pretty much played almost every game they've had this season for the most part. They haven't missed extended time, and they just haven't been that great. And ultimately, what I find funny about the Lakers more than any other team, a lot of Lakers fans will tell you Darvin Ham is a terrible coach and still say Lakers in 5, they're going to beat the Denver Nuggets. I don't understand how you can say the coach is ass but we still got the Lakers at 5. I don't understand. But
your name would be Shannon Sharp. But I just found a funny ass
greatness of the players.
I found a funny ass comment.
I swear to God, ZZ. I swear to God, ZZ. I swear to God.
On that Draymond Green and Torrey Eason post. Somebody said Torrey Eason about to find out why Draymond has been ejected 4 times this year. That's funny.
No, that's actually crazy, Clay. He used to be like, "Oh, he got ejected 4 times this year." You don't want to see Draymond. He got ejected 4 times. What?
Hey, but let me ask y'all this question too, because I thought about it and I was like, for people like, I feel like in 15 years or so, like long after Draymond's retired, is when everybody's going to start treating him the same way that the old generation treats players like Dennis Rodman or players like Rasheed Wallace or players like, like Rasheed Wallace was the first one that came to my mind because I was like, I saw the stat. There was one point where Rasheed Wallace had played 77 games in a year and got 41 technicals.
Oh, yeah.
In 77 games, right?
He has the most techs all time.
Right. He does most ejections all time. So when we're looking at Draymond Green as he's chasing history right now, it's like, yo,
chasing history.
People are
chasing history.
Chasing history for Texas.
He definitely chasing history.
Chasing history sounds so crazy. That's wild, man. Chasing history is nuts.
He is. Like at this point, after last night, he is, bro. How you get ejected 3 minutes into the first quarter and you arguing over a call that didn't even affect you? Like this man is trying to chase history. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, you got to leave an impact on the game. Lead the game better than you found it. That doesn't apply to Draymond Green. But look, at the end of the day, people act as if Draymond Green is something that they haven't seen before or the league hasn't seen before. And the thing that I always say is, look, the league has seen worse, but they allowed more during those times, right? I think back to Dennis Rodman before, when he was on the Pistons, after he was on the Pistons. I mean, people are always talking. I saw they were talking about it on Get Up this morning. They were like, Jay Williams was like, people are texting me questioning the greatness or the leadership of Steph Curry. First question that came to my mind is why are people texting you asking about Steph? But then I'm thinking, okay, he's probably looking at it. Those people are looking at it like, Dennis Rodman when he was on the Bulls, Mike and Scotty. I remember that clip of Dennis getting into it with Shaq and getting restrained by both Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, right?
Yeah.
In the Dance documentary, they were talking about how Jerry Krause was essentially like, look, if you want him, he's your problem type shit. Or Phil Jackson, one of them too. But it was something that the league looked at Dennis Rodman as like a menace, like somebody that just was out of control. Teams were dropping them as soon as they were picking them up, right? With the Draymond Green, it's like it's different because he's choked out some players, he's stomped some players, he's kicked some players in the nuts. But when you look at it and you think like people that are like, oh, he needs to be out of the league. No, bro. Y'all one day y'all want the league, y'all saying that the league's soft and needs more physicality or more toughness or whatever. And then they give you players like Draymond, Pat Bev, Lance Stevenson over the year, just straight up guys that at the end of the day just have menace tendencies. So like pick a damn side. Like Draymond, if Draymond choked out Rudy Gobert, I know damn well ain't half of y'all Rudy Gobert supporters, but you only gonna support Rudy Gobert. You only gonna support Rudy Gobert when he getting choked out.
Shame, bro. Damn shame, bro.
So like just have some consistency with it. That's
because he's French.
Because he's French.
Crazy, man.
But he's French. Like,
but here it's a good segue for with Rudy Gobert. I want to talk about how the whole defensive player of the year conversation now. Wemby's slowly moving up the rankings. He has the second best odds right now, betting odds in the league. And I think everyone understands at this point. I think Wemby's the best defender in the league. I think most people watch basketball think he's the best defender in the league.
Dumb man.
I'm saying, hold up. I'm just saying.
I swear to God, Jalen just be saying anything, bro.
Wemby's the best defender in the league without a doubt. He's the best defensive player.
You think Wemby the best defender in the league? I'm crying, bro.
I just think right now with the NBA guys, like we saw what Draymond said, he's not there yet. And with the league, with how like the odds are, I just think there's a little bit of gatekeeping going on. Is that they don't want to give a rookie defensive player of the year. They want you to earn your stripes. They want you to kind of
not that
play. I think it's that. And people say
he's a very good defender. He doesn't deserve.
I think he's a defensive player of the year. He's the best defensive player in the NBA. He's on a bad team. But even last night, another 5-block game.
That's why he'll make all defense first team, but he's not DPOY. Those two different combos.
But he should be. He should be.
Jalen, I'm gonna give you it like this. No Diddy. I'm gonna tell you like this, right?
You know goddamn well you did not even have to say that. Like we know where you coming from. We know where you coming from.
Give it to me like J-Lo. Go ahead. But not like
and then Jalen, like y'all look with chat. Why all my co-hosts crashing out? Why is every single one of my co-hosts crashing out right now?
Hey, man, it's the day
Yo,
before
you see my face, bro?
I know. It's like
I looked at him like, "There ain't no way you just told me that."
Ain't no way you just said that.
Nah, that's crazy. Wembanyama, this is glaze. I'm not gonna lie. This is complete and utter glaze. Saying he's
I'm ready for
DPOY
it.
and just saying that he's the best defender in the league. Because if we're going off of the notion of it doesn't matter how good your team defense is anymore, we're going off of how you are individually as a defender. I'm all for that. It's Anthony Davis. It's not Wemby. It's Anthony Davis completely, especially in pick and roll scenarios. I'm not going to lie, especially if you watch this, you can clearly see how much better of a pick and roll defender that Anthony Davis is because of his mobility, something that Wemby really doesn't have there yet, and his ability to break up some plays and hedge right there, right? Mm-hmm. Anthony Davis and what he's been doing for that Lakers crew, if we're going off of it doesn't matter how your team's performing. We're evaluating you as a defender and why you're a DPOY. The answer is Anthony Davis for Defensive Player of the Year because he has been solo anchoring that crew's defense all year long, going night in and night out, being a great defender, rim protecting, hedging properly, rotating properly. And if you watch in comparison to Wemby and AD, the complete difference in terms of one-on-one defending and pick and roll operating and navigating, that there's a clear and distinctive gap between those two. That's why, to me, if we're going off of this, it's AD. No debate.
Okay. So I see Dub's point more so than I see Wemby's because I will say, having watched a lot more Laker games than Spurs games this year, Anthony Davis deserves all the credit in the world for anchoring that defense. Like I cannot like lie about that because there's like the Lakers fans at the start of the season were talking about Jared Vanderbilt. Bro has played how many games? Like bro has been out.
He's been out like the whole season almost.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I saw him playing, right? But I do remember the last time I saw Anthony Davis playing and blocking Damian Lillard in overtime, right? Rotating, like Dub said, at the right time because he had Giannis right there in the paint, just in case Damian wanted to dump it off to him and win the game. AD waited and bid his time, moved at the exact second he needed to, and boom, blocked that joint, right? So, and what do you have? 2-3 blocks in that game. Anyway, he was doing his thing in terms of guarding Giannis. Like the star matchups that he has outside of Sabonis, he's answered the call. Like and he's done virtually pretty well. So Sabonis mollywalks him every single time. I'm sorry. And there are games where I bet on AD to whoop Sabonis' ass, and it never pans out, and I'm mad as hell. So whatever. Everybody but Sabonis, AD got on lock. Virtually. But
yeah. All that shit is cool. Gobert is a DPOY. The defense that the Wolves have put forth all season long has been a big part of why they've been number one. A lot of people said that after Cat went down, that the Wolves were going to fall from like 1 to 5 or 6, and one of these other teams was going to go on a run. That shit didn't happen. They're still at the top of the conference, still in a fight for the number 1 seed, and that's because of their defense, and Rudy Gobert has been instrumental in terms of being a part of that. Now, Wemby has been a generational defender, leading the league in blocks. Much support to him for that. He's been a great impact for the Spurs. And again, Wemby literally said it himself. You can make an argument for Gobert, rightfully so. I feel like he deserves it, but this is his last time doing that. That shows you how good of a player that Wemby is going to be. And when the Spurs are better, he's going to be in all these conversations.
Right.
Undoubtedly.
Hey, I get team success, I guess, for sure. Definitely matters when it comes to these accolades. I think Doug made a good point, Anthony Davis. If Anthony Davis retires without a defensive player of the year, that'd be, we don't want to, Tim Duncan-esque kind of travesty. Definitely, I think, an all-time love defender. Doesn't get shown the love he deserves. But chat, we're coming to the end of the show. Last couple minutes. It was another great show. You guys have any words for the people to leave them off? We got a long weekend. Is it a long weekend for y'all? I got a long weekend here in Canada. I was going to say, stay safe.
Yeah.
Party safe.
No, I'm good. What's it called? For everyone wondering where I've been at, I keep seeing the comment sections and everything.
Everyone,
almost every video that PC's been putting out, they're like, "Where's Dub?" I'll tell y'all here now, and I guess so y'all don't have any misinformation. You know what? No, I have to have a meeting first. I have a meeting and then I'll talk to y'all. So then I'll give y'all word on everything that's going on later.
Okay. Dub basically just said, "Thank you for checking in on me," but fuck, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I appreciate the love, though. I didn't
people worry, you know. Like,
yeah.
You sick? Now they worry. Any words, ZZ, you got for the people?
W show across the board. This was literally probably the funniest show we've done so far. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, thanks everybody for tapping in. We'll catch y'all on Sunday. Y'all know where to find me and us. And this is from the logo. Yeah.
Gifted.
Peace. Oh yeah, a lot of crashing out today. A lot of crashing out. Many clips that can't actually be clips, but
no, we can make those clips.
We can make
the whole. To do it like J-Lo, I'm not gonna lie, Jay. Now probably go numbers, but you are disgusting.
Yeah, that was
shout out.
That was crazy.
J-Lo.
Yeah, but
that fake.
We will catch you guys in the next episode of Front of Logo. Catch us on Sunday at 1 p.m. We love y'all. Make sure to like up the video. That helps us grow consistently in the algorithm. And stay tuned for clips. Peace out, people.
Peace.
Take it easy.
Change the title to No Diddy.
No Diddy.